I got 4 daughters. If I have to split that 4 ways and they pay the tax on it, there will be no farm. They'll have no choice. They will have to sell it. And that's the end. That's the end of us farming.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 312 of Meet the Farmers. I'm your host, Ben Eagle. Today, we're heading to Wotton Under Edge in Gloucestershire to meet beef farmer Ian Pullen. Ian took on the farm from his father in 1993. He grew up there as well. And alongside his cattle enterprise, he's also been involved with tree surgery. Many of you may know him already from his pretty popular YouTube channel, which is built now to over 47,000 subscribers, posts daily videos on that. Yes, listeners, daily videos documenting life on the farm. That's quite a commitment. And away from farming and filming, he's also been pretty keen on his motorbikes, according to my research, for many years. Ian, welcome to Meet the Farmers.
Thank you for having me.
It's absolutely my pleasure to have you. Where should we start? Tell us a little bit about your part of Gloucestershire, first of all, for anyone who doesn't know it. What's it like?
So we are on the edge of the Cotswolds. So Wotton Under Edge, some people used to think it was Wotton under the edge of the Cotswolds. Is actually a wood town under the edge. But
Okay.
but yeah, the edge of the Cotswolds is literally half a mile that way from us. We're about 5 miles from junction 14 of the M5. Sat right between Bristol and Gloucester.
A nice part of the world. I know it
Very
pretty
nice,
well.
yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey into farming, because, like I said, you took on the farm, as I understand, in 1993, but there's a bit of backstory to that as well.
So I was born a farmer's son. My father was a farmer's son, my grandfather. So we've been farming for generations here at Wotton Under Edge and our other farm near Thornbury. So I think it's about 6 generations of us down there. The churchyard is full of us.
Wow.
So I took on the farm from my dad when he moved to the family farm. When he left, we were sheep. And I was a craftsman shepherd at college, did all my sheep stuff, and then decided after a while that sheep weren't for me because all they wanted to do was go off somewhere and find something interesting to do, like die.
Yeah, all the classic reasons.
So we moved to cattle against my wife's wishes to begin with. She didn't want cattle because she's frightened of cows. So I suggested small cattle, hence the reason we went with the Dexters, because they're small, less scary.
They tend to be the angry ones, though.
Well, I didn't actually add the bit that they're just as grumpy as the big ones. But and then we started with Dexters and we've never looked back.
So take us back to 1993 and taking on the farm. What was that period like for you?
Stressful at the time. It was pretty stressful because when we took the farm on, there was no dwelling here. There was a mobile home. So basically we'd sold our house that we'd only had for 2 years to come and move here to buy the farm off my dad. So we moved from a bricks and mortar house to a mobile home, and it took us 10 years to get planning permission to actually build a proper house. So first 10 years are pretty stressful.
Yeah. 10 years in a static caravan is anyone who spent large amounts of time in them.
Especially with 4 kids. It was very small on a rainy day.
Yeah. But all worthwhile after those 10 years, I suppose.
Oh, you look back at it now, we got it took us, like I say, 10 years to get planning permission, then 2 years to build it, and the rest of my life to pay for it. But yeah, it will be, it's been worth it. It's been worth the effort, yes.
Yeah. And you got Dexter's. How many are you running now?
It's 53 at the moment out here at the minute. So we would usually have a bit more, but because of the weather and the drought we've had this year, and also issues we've had TB, we're actually down a little bit on numbers this year. So we've had up to 70 cattle here at the time.
Okay. Yeah, because you mentioned TB. You are pretty much in the epicenter of things where you are.
Right in the middle of it, yeah. It's not been great around here. So we got away with it for nearly 20 years with TB, and then all of a sudden we went down with 7. in one go, and it was a shock to the system. So, and since then, in the last 6-7 years, we have 1 or 2 clear tests, then we go down again, then another clear test, then we go down again, then we go down again. So it's very difficult to work around TB.
Yeah, I mean, for non-farmers who might be listening, but I mean, also, dare I say, arable farmers in the east, people who aren't directly involved. Just take us, if you can, to a test day, and take us sort of through that experience. What's going through your head on that kind of day?
So the test is 2 parts. So first part, a vet or the TB tester will come out and basically 2 small injections. So there's an avian and a bovine injection. The avian is there as a control, and they just jab, cattle go through. 3 days later, they come along and we check the jab sites. So if they've got lumps, if the avian lump is bigger than the TB one, that's it, it's clear. If there's no lumps, we're clear. But if the TB lump is bigger than the avian, or there is no avian, then you're shut down. So yeah, so there's 60 days you're shut down, and then another 60 days after that. So it's basically 120 days. You cannot move any stock off the farm unless it's going to slaughter. So you're shut down.
And I mean, for some businesses, that can really, really make an enormous difference, can't it?
For me, because we're beef, it doesn't really affect so much because we rear everything that's born here. We don't sell cattle, so it's not quite so bad for me. But I got a friend, they're a dairy herd, and if they get shut down with TB, and the calf situation for them is quite critical, really, because if they can't move calves on, they're not designed to bring these calves on, and the cost to keep them and then what they're worth, it can be crippling.
Yeah, completely. So you're sort of in the mid-50s with your cattle.
Yeah.
Let's turn to the sort of the YouTube side, because again, I'm just amazed that you're uploading daily videos. And I came across an article that was pretty much saying that I don't know how much it was pushing here, but you could be making more through your YouTube than you could be through farming sometimes, which really puts
no, that is true.
That into light.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry to say that is true. My hobby, which was YouTube, which is basically, we just started out as doing a daily I only started off doing 2 or 3 videos a week, and that was like a diary. I thought,
that's still quite a lot.
Well, yeah, but it was something I thought, I can record this and I can look back in 20 years. I mean, the old joke is, I was sat in my reclining high lift chair, dribbling poop and filling my nappy. I can look back on what I did 20 or 25 years ago and talk to my grandkids about it, and we can see how the farmers developed. But then COVID came along. My mother was very poorly. She went into a nursing home. We couldn't go and see her. So I bought her a smart TV, and then I started doing uploads every single day from mother in the hospital.
Right. Okay.
Turned out that ever so many other people watching it as well.
Yeah, it wasn't just your mum.
No, and then all of a sudden it rocketed and took off, and then all of a sudden it was making money. It was like, what's all this about? You know, people were watching it make money. So, so YouTube still probably earns more than the farm does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it take? So I mean, obviously you were in the early days. You were making videos for your mum.
I still don't quite get it, because to me, what I do every day to me is I might do the same today that I did yesterday, and the same again tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, why are people finding this interesting? I did this like in the winter months when I feed cattle. I put food in and I take muck out, and that's it. Every day, feed in, muck out, the odd little bit in between. But people go, they don't care. They just say, we don't care if it's the same every day. It's a different life. So I suppose I got to think about somebody who might be in the town or a city, in a flat or a small house. They've got 3 walls and a TV to look at. Yeah. And perhaps YouTube and the channels, not just me, lots of other farming YouTube good channels out there. It's an escape for some people, and they can almost feel like a bit of ownership of going to the farm today. Let's go and see what's happening at the farm today. So I think there's a lot of escapism there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, would you have any tips for farmers who are thinking about maybe starting to share what they do?
So the first thing I'll say is you need some thick skin. Because whatever you do, farmers, we're a bit judgmental. You know, we'll go when we learn in the countryside, and if someone's got a little kink in their line, it's not a straight line, that's judgmental. If the hedge isn't trimmed just right, then there's a judgment on that. We've got some tin missing off the roof. There's judgment on that. The cat will look a bit
Especially
dirty.
if it's your neighbour.
So we are a bit. So you have to have a thick skin and be able to take some criticism. And the only other thing I could say is be yourself. Don't try and be anybody else. Don't try and be Jeremy Clarkson. Don't try and be any other YouTuber. Be yourself. And communication. If you can communicate. So the thing we try and do is, if I put a video up, I want to try and teach something or show something. So a bit of education, but also with some humor. And also, if I get it wrong, hands up, own up to it. I got that wrong. Yeah, and that either hurt or that was stupid or the health and safety man's going to have me for that one. So you have to be honest with it. So because it's not all country foil and little lambs skipping around in the field and shiny tractors, there's a lot of muck and there's a lot of blood and there's a lot of other unpleasantness that goes on, especially with livestock. And be honest with it. Be prepared to take the flak for being honest.
Yeah, that's farming. And what about the time as well? Because I'm guessing, certainly if you're doing it every day, it must take up a little bit of time each day.
It's become a bit of so like I do all my own editing. Nothing's farmed out. I do it all myself. So I basically take the camera. I'll tell you what.
Oh yeah. Oh great. Here we go.
There's the camera. Okay. And there's the microphone. Usually I usually forget to switch one or the other on. So I miss half of it. I just carry the camera around with me. I record what I do in the day. And at the end of the day, I just take the best bits out, take out any naughty words, and then put it together and chuck it up. And that's kind of it. So, it's just what goes on in the day.
Yeah. Well, I wish you luck with it. But let's talk about trees. Okay. Because this is another sideline that you have.
Yeah.
In terms of the tree surgery business, how did that come to be?
So the tree surgery business is what built our house, because the farm was never going to build our house. So as a young man, with the farm we had here, it was only like 30 odd acres. It wasn't really enough for Dad, let alone me as well. So I had to go off and do my own thing. I tried all sorts of things, sort of driving cars and selling stuff. I was quite good at selling stuff.
Okay.
And then I came across tree surgery pretty much by accident. So my mother-in-law, my wife's mother, asked me to top out of her conifer trees. I said, yeah, I could do that. Did that for her. And then the neighbor said, oh, you couldn't do ours, could you? Yeah, I could do that. And within 5 years, I was main contractor for the local district council. And then I went on to working for the county council, which we still work for now. I went off and got my qualifications, did my level 2, level 3, level 4 qualifications. So trees and looking after trees and knowing about trees is something I took to like a duck to water. So it was interesting.
Yeah. When you were doing that, how involved in the farm were you?
So not so much with the farm then. So when I was doing the tree company, I was setting that up. As we had very small children then, and we hadn't actually taken the farm on from Dad. So the tree company I started in 1989. Okay. So it was like 5 years I concentrated on just the tree work, building the business on that. And then when we took the farm on, then I was trying to do both, and I'm still doing both today. So I don't do any of the actual manual work now on the tree company. We have staff to do that. So one of them is my son-in-law. Martin's been with me 27 years. So he knows his way around. He knows all our clients and customers. So so we're still running the tree surgery company today, and that still pays a lot of the bills. Because with the farm here, we got 60 acres here now. We've managed to buy a bit more land. And I've taken on the other farm over there, another 100 acres over there. But even 160 acres of mixed beef, grass, and arable, 60 acres of arable, 65 acres of arable, sorry. There's still not enough income there to pay a wage. Yeah. Not really. If you take all your expenses and everything else out of it. So we still run the tree surgery company, and I still pay a lot of the bills with YouTube.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of talk in the industry in terms of future direction, no matter almost what sector you're in. Perhaps pigs and poultry to a lesser extent at the moment, and maybe a little bit more positive, but generally, the direction we're going in, I mean, everyone's predicting there may be a situation where more people are working on farm, but they also have a job off farm, or maybe running a second business.
I would say any agriculture, apart from the really, really big farming units that have no debt. If you've got a nice big farming unit with no debt and you've got some money in the bank that if you have a bad year, you can wear it, then you don't need a second income. But I would say, I mean, Mr. Clarkson's, how many incomes has he got? Does not live off that farm, I promise you. So it's the same with that. So farmers will have a little campsite, or they'll have a little shop, or they'll do a bit of contracting, or there might be a sparky on the weekends, or a builder. A lot of them send the wife off to work. Farmer spends all day on the farm working to feed the population, and the wife goes out to work so he can afford to feed himself. There's no money in the farm, but there's a certain amount of pride and pleasure in the industry and in doing it, and it is a way of life. So, you know, if you like that way of life, if you can find another set of income. So that's what we've done. My wife, she's full-time. I've got the tree company. I do a bit of pest control as well, and the YouTube. So the farm is my first love. I just wish I could afford to do it and nothing else.
Yeah, it's a classic story. I mean, the beef sector itself has not been in a bad place recently in terms of prices. It's been not too bad,
we're a bit different to the Mr. Joe Blogg's average beef. So we don't sell to the supermarkets, or we literally, all my beef goes out the farm gate.
Amazing.
So
we
have a local abattoir which is 9 miles north of us. It's Dexter beef. It's grass reared, so we avoid antibiotics, we avoid overstocking, we avoid anything sort of stressful. It's still a bit slower. I mean, the tree company and the YouTube helps me to afford to do it that way. So we produce quality over quantity, and we will literally through social media, through Facebook. We've been selling beef through Facebook for years.
Oh, really?
I got an order book over there full of people who queuing up for beef. And we literally, the animal is sold before it's sent off, goes to abattoir. Took one yesterday, actually. That'll be slaughtered. It's got slaughtered today, hung for 30 days. So we do 30 days hanging. And it comes back in, one animal comes back in 8 boxes, all shared out. And then we sell those boxes at £16 a kilo.
I suppose you're in a pretty good part of the world for that kind of thing as well.
We have people come from, I mean, I've got, for the next box, I got people coming from Northampton.
Really?
Yeah, I've got customers in Cleethorpes, Leeds, Dover, Cardiff, Salisbury, Leicester. So we have people drive for hours to come and buy a beef box of, and that's social media's done that.
Yeah,
because they watch those animals every day. They see how they're looked after. They see how we take care of them and what we do. They like it, and they don't mind paying a little bit extra and driving the miles to come and get it. We don't post anything. They all fetch it.
I suppose they want to come to the farm. They want to see it as well.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many come. Oh, it's not as big as I thought it was. No, it's a small farm. But a lot of people will come down, and then they'll come in the yard and we'll have a conversation. We'll have a chat. So sometimes someone will drive 3 hours to buy a box of beef, end up in my kitchen having a cup of tea. Yeah, because we know they've got a 3-hour drive back again.
So do you have a cold store on site then, or
no? So we will collect from the butcher at 4 o'clock on an afternoon, and they will collect it same night. It's always a Friday. So if there is one that can't come till Saturday morning, that's fine in the winter months. But in the summer months, we'll find some fridge space. So no, it's from the butcher to me. They come and fetch it straight. It's all very, very organised. Usually. There's always things. I mean, we're supposed to be picking up beef boxes this Friday. I spoke to a butcher this morning and he said, can't do Friday. I've got no staff in all week. So I've had to ring all my Friday customers and say, I'm sorry, folks. It's next Friday now. And they've all gone, oh, well, never mind. That's okay. We don't mind.
Yeah, so, exactly. They can wait a week.
They don't mind. They don't mind waiting. They don't mind waiting. So, yeah.
No. So what about the next chapter of the farm? So you've got your social media channel going, which is driving business to the farm itself as well. What do you see in that sort of, maybe let's say 10 years? Where do you see the farm in 10 years' time?
In a different place today than I did a couple of months ago, because one of my daughters has suddenly taken quite an interest.
Oh.
So, and not one of the ones I thought was going to. So one of my girls has recently taken quite an interest to the point where she's gone off and she's doing training, online
Right.
training and that, and taking exams in agriculture. So and I think I'm going to let her think about it. I'm going to give her a year or two, get her to think and see where she would like to take it.
Yep.
Because I quite like where I am. I'm very, very happy with where I am. But yeah, she wants to take it a bit further. We would like to put our own cutting room in here, have our own cold storage, have our own shop front. We've tried that
Yep.
once before, but the council said no, can't
Okay.
have planning permission for it. So we might try that again. Yeah, I think the next 10 years are going to be quite interesting.
Yeah, I think just in general, let alone on an
Yeah,
individual
and
farm
it's
level as well.
and things of diversification, because I spent quite a lot of my younger life on a touring caravan site. My parents ran a touring caravan site. They had a golf course. I was the original greenkeeper. Hated that job.
Great.
So I've got some experience in that sort of thing. And we looked about opening a caravan site here, a little temporary one or a small one. Again, the council said no. But there are other things that are going ahead there. Maybe there is some stuff with tourism that we can do. Maybe not here, maybe at our other farm. It's whatever you can do to make the land earn a shilling without covering it in solar panels. So,
Yeah,
because that's the last thing we want to do.
that's the challenge these days,
It is. If we
and
can,
there's lots of them coming.
yeah. Well, the thing is, with our social media side of it, lots of people want to come out and see us. A lot of people want to come and visit. And it's a case of, well, if we can find somewhere where they can stay, whether it's a little glamping area or something like that, maybe we'll do something like that. So, my daughter has ideas around that. So, I'm going to let her run
Exciting.
with it.
Yeah. Now, there's lots of doom and gloom in the industry at the moment, but we try to keep positive. How do you personally stay motivated and positive about farming and its future?
And that's a jolly good question. Right now, I think with everything that's going on with our leadership, it seems the support for our industry has dropped through the floor, because apparently the population hasn't got to worry about food security because we've got plenty of friends abroad and we can buy it cheap off them, which to my mind is absolute madness. The loss of SFI, the loss of a lot of the government type support that we were promised by this government and the last one, I think we've been let down quite badly. So, and again, with all the tax stuff that's coming on, I think that was completely, they did something, they didn't really understand the consequences of what they're going to do. So it's yeah, they're going to end up covering more of the country with solar panels, or maybe that's the idea. I don't
Yeah, I mean,
know.
just on the IHT issue, how would you as a farm be impacted if
So
that were to still
us
go ahead on
personally,
April?
we will probably be just under the threshold as it stands, provided both
Ah, so
the amount.
you're actually one of those farms that the Treasury actually quotes.
So, but when I say just under the threshold, that's at today's value.
Right. Yeah,
So who knows what land values are going to do and everything else. So, but again, that relies on both me and my missus staying alive.
absolutely.
Because if one of us dies, then all of a sudden there's £1 million gone that they're going to have to find tax on. So I'm going to tell her if she gets poorly, I'm plugging her into the mains to keep her going. And she's done the same for me. She's plugging me in. So we can't afford to die because the kids lose out. Or if we die, we both got to go at the same time. We've got to just drive off a cliff or something. I don't know. It's madness. It's complete, total madness. And the thing is, again, with a 160-acre farm we got here with the buildings and the business, I got 4 daughters. If I have to split that 4 ways and they pay the tax on it, there will be no farm. They'll have no
Yeah.
choice. They will have to sell it. And that's the end. That's the end of us farming. So I mean, even with 4 daughters, 4 ways, I'm hoping they'll work together. But if they have to sell 20 acres of that land, it's 140 acres becomes almost unviable. It's not worth it. With the amount of risk and the cost and everything else that goes involved with it, it's not worth it.
Mm.
It's not for them.
Yeah. There's
So it's a
some tricky
worry.
days ahead.
So that's the thing is when my daughter talk about diversification and finding other ways for the land, there are parts of parcels, we've got bits of woodland stuff that are, we can't grow crops on it, but we could put tents in it. I
Yeah.
mean, so, and it's a case of if that's what we have to start doing now, the idea of people trespassing all over the farm is horrible to me, but it's no more than, say, somebody with a stately home, they have to open their house out
Yeah.
to guests to come in so they can afford to keep it. So I think farmers are going to find the same sort of thing. We're going to have to find ways, provided the local planning authority will allow us, to earn that bit of extra income to put it away so we can give it to the government so they can waste it on, I'm not going to say what I think they waste it on.
Yeah, I mean, planning is definitely, I mean, it's a massive rabbit hole that we could go down. I've had several messages this week actually from farmers on various projects where it's just really, really holding up, and yet planning policy as a whole, we're being told, is opening up the gates to housing and other kinds of national infrastructure.
Central government told us, the last government and this one, that we're losing our support. We're going to have to stand on our own 2 feet. We're going to have to find our own way of doing it. So we do that. We go and find our way to do it, and then we go to our local councillors, and they go, "Oh, you can't do that. No, can't do it." Well, so you're one saying we have to do this to survive, and then you're saying, "Well, no, we don't want it. It might be noisy. It might be light pollution, or there's always a reason. It might be litter," and no one ever asks about why do you want to do that? How are you going to do it? No one asks. They just assume. And so yeah, it's been quite difficult.
We're going to start to round things up. A few quick questions to finish with. If you weren't farming, what would you be doing instead, do you think? I mean, obviously you wear other hats as well.
Yeah.
If the farm went tomorrow, what would you be doing?
I would probably carry on with the arboriculture.
Yeah.
So yeah, because there's something else I enjoy, and I kind of know my way around trees quite well.
Yeah. A farm tool that you couldn't live without.
My skid steer. Yeah, absolutely, my right arm.
Nice. And one thing about your life on the farm that might surprise people.
That surprise people. One thing that might. I don't think there's anything on the farm that could really surprise people.
I mean, also you show everything anyway, so there's nothing that might surprise people.
A lot of people who've been following me for years and years, they probably know their way around. I mean, I've even in the past
said better than you do.
Does anybody know where I left my hammer? And they'll go, "Oh yeah, it's in the bucket round the back of the shed." And oh, there it is. So yeah, and some of them have got really eagle eyes. They spot stuff that I haven't seen for years. So
yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, I haven't got many surprises.
There are listeners to this podcast as well who definitely know it better than I do, and they'll sort of get in touch and say, back in episode 42 or something, this happened. And
they'll find you out. If you tell a porky or whatever else, someone will go, "No, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't. Or yes, you did." Yeah, one or the other.
Yeah. And I'm going to ask you the final two questions that I ask everyone when they come on the show. The first is, Ian, if you had a message for the public, any message, what would it be?
My message would be, when you go to the supermarket next, try and look beyond the shelf. Don't look at what's on the shelf. Look at where it came from, what it took to get it to there, because they say no farmers, no food, but it's, you know what, if there's no farmers, there's no supermarkets. So just remember where it comes from. Supermarkets don't make it. All they do is take it off of us, slap some profit on it, and then send it to you. Support your local farmers. Go to your farmers markets. Just see where it comes from and educate your kids where it comes from. Honestly.
Look beyond the shelf. I like that phrase.
Yeah.
And finally, your message to your fellow farmers.
To my fellow farmers, keep your pecker up, chaps. So I think we got another 4 years of nose to the grindstone, and I'd like to think after that 4 years we might get some common sense come in. Hopefully by that time a few of them have seen the light. Tables seem to be turning in a general direction of this isn't working. All we got to do is hang on. Just keep your pecker up.
I think we will leave it on that point. Ian, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show.
Likewise.
Thanks so much for coming on. That is it for today. A big thank you to my guest, Ian Pullen, for coming on the show. Thank you also for listening or watching if you are. If you don't already subscribe, please subscribe to this channel or subscribe on Spotify if you're listening there. Also, please subscribe to Ian's channel. I should say that. Ian, do you want to give that a quick plug?
Yeah, just go find Farmer P on YouTube or Instagram. Just Farmer P. So.
Brilliant. Yeah, please go and do that. Next time, I will be joined by arable farmer Michael Kavanagh to hear about a very personal challenge that he is undertaking. Please join me for that next week. But for now, I'm Ben Eagle. This has been Meet the Farmers, and thank you very much for listening.